brand new Quest 2 games gets me super excited, and today we've got a list of a ton of games. I'm going to keep it short and simple and condensed. Let's do it right now.
All right, first up, we've got Drop Dead the Cabin. This reminds me a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, but in VR, and a little more cartoony looking, I guess is the right word. This is done by the same developers of the original Drop Dead, and even though it's still a wave-based shooter, it's not a static wave-based shooter. So you're not going to stay in one spot. You're going to move around the cabin and the different areas while you upgrade your weapons and try to defend the location that you're at, much like Call of Duty Zombies. Next up, Arcade Legend. In this game, it's up to you to take an old, empty arcade and turn it into the best arcade you can. You'll be adding arcade games that you can actually play, decorating the place, earning tickets to buy things from the ticket store, even adding things in like a bowling alley. Honestly, it looks pretty fun, and I love going to arcades and arcade games, so I'm very excited to be able to play this game when it launches. This game was actually just barely announced. This is Prison Simulator. No, it's not going to prison, but being a prison guard simulator. You'll be able to decide what kind of prison guard you want to be, whether you're going to be on the up and up, or you'll be making deals with the convicts and running the prison from its underbelly. Now, this is some really exciting news with very little information. Camouflage, the developer behind Iron Man VR, which was recently acquired by Meta, apparently is working on a Batman VR game. Yes, that's right, a Batman VR game. No, not a port of Arkham VR, which was pretty fun, but an actual Batman VR game, probably like Iron Man VR with that type of story and world, which blows my mind. Next up is Mask Maker. Mask Maker is a story puzzle type of game that looked very interesting when it launched on PC VR, and now that it's coming to Quest in December, I'm very excited to check it out and see how it plays on the platform. Next on the list is the Light Brigade. This is a first-person shooter-style game that looks like it's got some interesting elements where you'll use guns and the power of light to fight against the darkness, it seems. This game was announced as coming to PlayStation VR 2 and then shortly after as coming to the Quest as well. Next on the list is Stranger Things VR. That's right, Stranger Things is now making its way to virtual reality with a unique story where you actually play as Vecna, which is a drop on its head in comparison to the show itself. I know a lot of people are excited for this game as the fan base for Stranger Things is pretty big. Next is Hubris. I've actually featured the PC VR version on the channel of this game in the past. It's a fantastic looking game. It just looks stunning. But now it's also making its way to the Quest 2 as well. Obviously, the graphics will be dumbed down in comparison to what you're seeing right here, but the game does seem like it has an interesting story, and so the mechanics are pretty cool as well. This next game is called Behemoth, and it's a game by the same developers as The Walking Dead, Saints, and Sinners. Not really anything is known about this game, pretty much, except for the fact that it is coming to the Quest sometime, and it is supposed to be using everything that they've learned from the Walking Dead games to make a really amazing game. It looks kind of like a survival game, so it looks really interesting. Call of the Sea, which was a flat game, is making its jump to virtual reality. I played the flat game, and it was a blast. Great story, puzzle, narrative type of game. I think it'll make a jump to virtual reality really well, as long as the port is done really well, and I'm excited to play this because I just love puzzle story games. Divine Duel is also another game making its way to the Quest, which is a 1v1 dueling type of game. 1v1 games seem to be pretty popular with games like Blast On and others that have kind of really pushed that genre forward. This is another 1v1 type of battle game that looks like it's pretty interesting, and these are great for esports type of events too. This next one I am so excited for, and I've played this. This is Breachers. This is a Rainbow Six style breaching type of game with two teams, one being the Breachers and one being the Defenders, and I've played it, at least some of it so far, because the alpha is out, and I'll put a link in the description so you can grab that alpha. It is fantastic so far. So much fun. If you haven't played it and you can sideload, what are you waiting for? You need to go play this game because it's going to be huge for VR, and it's just a lovely game. Next up, Ghost Signal, a Stellaris game. This is a game coming out from Fast Travel Games. Looks like a spaceship kind of command RTS type of game, it looks like. Looks like it's got some unique elements to it. Not my favorite genre of game, so it's not like I'm chomping at the bit to play this, but I'll check it out and see how it plays. Now, this one is one that I cannot wait, Ghostbusters VR, which now has an official name called Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. Cannot wait for this game. It's a co-op ghost busting game set in San Francisco, and it's bound to be amazing. At least I hope that it's amazing. Being able to put a proton pack on and fight against some apparitions and ghosts is just going to be awesome, especially in co-op. Next, I don't even know how to pronounce this still, Dysynchronia Chronos Alternate. Episode 2 is coming out as well. I played the first one, episode 1, and it was a lot of fun. It looked fantastic, and it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, especially if you like the anime type of storytelling. It was really cool, and episode 2 is apparently coming out in December, so if you enjoyed the first one, you've got episode 2 to look forward to. Everslot Invasion is also making its way to the Quest as well, published by Fast Travel Games. This is a Quest 2 port of the PC VR game Everslot, but it's a brand new game built from the ground up for the Quest 2 with different gameplay and mechanics and all that kind of stuff, although it does include a lot of the same mechanics. I have not played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it hopefully very soon. Colossal Cave is a remake of a extremely classic game into virtual reality, and I, for one, am excited to play this game because I love seeing games that are really old transition to 3D games, let alone games that are in virtual reality. I think it'll be fun to play. It'll be interesting to see how it transitions, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, so The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 comes out early December, and I can tell you right now, I've played it, and it is so much fun. If you just took the first game and you liked that game, you're going to love this game. In fact, it's pretty much the first game, just even better with more stuff in it, more mechanics, more weapons, more things to do, new locations. It's a win for me already, and I haven't played the whole game yet, so I'm very excited to continue to push my way through it and go kill some zombies. This next game, Peaky Blinders VR, I've also played a little bit of. I have not finished the demo that they sent me as of yet, but it's also really cool. It's fun to jump into the worlds of television shows and movies that you see and transition them to VR. It's more like stepping into these shows, which is the lovely part of VR, and I think this will be a great game if you enjoy the show. Next up is Gambit, a brand new co-op FPS. I played around with this a little bit, not a whole lot. The single-player campaign or the characters in the main campaign type of thing are very vulgar in their speech, so if you plan on playing this game, keep that in mind. Next up is Compound. I've mentioned this game a whole bunch of times in these lists, but I'm still super excited for it. This is a first-person retro-style shooter that just looks so much fun, and I think it'll fit really well on the Quest 2. It's got really good reviews. In fact, it might be one of the best reviewed VR games on the Steam store. I don't know if that rings a bell for some reason, but anyways, it looks really fun to play as well. Killer Frequency is 100% my type of game. This is a game where you play as a disc jockey and you have to try to stop a killer or warn people about the killer or something like that, stay alive and not get killed by the psychopath. I don't know, but it looks fun and creepy and it just looks really cool. The Last Worker is like taking Amazon and smashing it into Portal and then jumping into that world, which sounds terrifying because it probably is. I don't know. It looks like a very unique game. What you're seeing here is not VR gameplay. It's just flat gameplay, but a Quest 2 version is coming, and I'm excited for it because it looks unique, and I love these Portal vibes. Next up is Ziggy's Cosmic Adventure, which looks pretty awesome as well. I just love the little cute dude that's in this, little alien guy, and anything to do with spaceships is my jam. I just love spaceship sci-fi type stuff. Looks like a fun game, and I think it'll be pretty cool to play when it comes to the Quest 2. This next one is a game I was really hoping to be co-op, and it's not. This is Propagation Paradise Hotel. This is another zombie shooter that takes place in the Paradise Hotel. It looks terrifying, and it looks like it could be a lot of fun, but I was really hoping it would be co-op because the Propagation game that they made previously, the free game you can download on Steam, was co-op. Unfortunately, this one is just single player. They wanted to focus on making the best experience possible, so they decided to go with single player, which, I mean, it's up to them and what they want to do, but I really wished I could jump into this hotel with other people so that I don't have to be so scared of these friggin' zombies. HeliSquad Covert Operations is a game that I wish I knew more about because it's by the developer of both of the Warplanes games, and I love both of those games. This one seems to be a different direction that they've gone. It seems like some sort of a helicopter covert mission type of thing, at least from the title. It looks like fun, and they really nailed the flight stuff in both of their other games, so I'm excited to be able to see what they've done in this next game. Now, these last two games are games that I don't know if we'll ever actually see. Rumors are that we'll see them at some point, supposedly, but Assassin's Creed VR has been in the works for quite a long time, and Splinter Cell VR already got canceled, so hopefully we actually see Assassin's Creed VR, and then Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Nobody knows where that is in VR, and whether it's coming, or when it's coming, or if it's coming, or any of those things. So those are the last two on my list. I wish I had more news for them, but that's it, unfortunately.
There you go, there is a list of upcoming Quest 2 games. A lot of them, actually. Some you've probably heard of and some maybe you haven't. Hopefully there's something on this list that gets you excited for it coming soon. Let me know down below which games you're looking forward to the most. I know I'm looking forward to finding out more about the Batman VR game. Breachers is already fantastic in alpha, and there's just a whole bunch of other games I'm looking forward to playing. But you let me know down below what you're looking forward to playing. And if you want to get the most out of your Quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you can check out more of my videos right here somewhere on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and happy questing.